well. Everything is going well. So Japa motivation. One need only chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Everyone engaged in the practice of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra will be completely cleansed from the core of his heart and be saved from the cycle of birth and death. Hari Bol. Wonderful benediction in the purport of Srimad Bhagavatam. So let's move on to our journey of self-discovery. So we were reading the conversation between Dr. Oliver and Srila Prabhupada. Yeah. So we had stopped here. So they are discussing like how this knowledge can be um, made available more easily, and how the people whose legacy is this knowledge can realize and they themselves can share this knowledge, and how the knowledge of soul is very, very important. uh, and other branches of knowledge are also important, but this one is the most important. So then we will continue. The process for understanding is described here. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. So this is in Bhagavad Gita 4th chapter 34th verse. The translation goes, just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. And last time I had mentioned how I used to ask questions to my to be spiritual master. I mean, he was inspiring me to take shelter. Means he was not inspiring directly, but I was hearing his lectures. So that's how he was inspiring me. And I was also asking many questions to him. Then Srila Prabhupada said, read the purport, devotee. The path of spiritual realization is undoubtedly difficult. The Lord therefore advises us to approach a bona fide spiritual master. Now, what is a bona fide? Means who himself comes under a lineage or a disciplic succession. Means he is not a self-born guru. Okay, these days this thing is very rampant, that people just declare themselves to be guru. They go somewhere in Himalayas and they meditate for a few years and they get some siddhi or something, and then they come back and claim to be a guru. That's not the proper way. But a guru should have his own guru, his guru have his guru, and ultimately this parampara should reach to Krishna. From Krishna only all the authentic paramparas are coming. So that is a bona fide spiritual master who comes in a parampara. Say Sri Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, Kumar Sampradaya, Brahma Sampradaya, something like that. So approach a bona fide spiritual master in the line of disciplic succession. That is the parampara, Guru Shishya parampara from the Lord himself. No one can be a bona fide spiritual master without following this principle of disciplic succession. The Lord is the original spiritual master, and a person in the disciplic succession can convey the message of the Lord as it is to his disciple. So knowledge emanated from the Lord, and then it was given to Brahma, then Brahma gave it to Narada, then Narada gave it to Vyasadeva, and like that it is coming into disciplic succession. What is the origination of this knowledge? Krishna himself, right? So these gurus are what they are doing, just transferring the knowledge. Like we are also what we are doing, we are just directly reading from the book, right? Nobody is saying something like their own concocted things. But yes, when we relate to this book, then we share our experiences, that yes, this happened, that happened, or I realized this, that, or something like that, right? So we never deviate from the message itself. So the disciplic succession can convey the message of Lord. So actual messages of Lord, and as it is. And therefore Prabhupada kept the name of Bhagavad, I mean the title is Bhagavad Gita as it is. Okay, it's not a like concocted thing or deviation from Krishna's message, nothing like that. So then no one can be spiritually realized by manufacturing his own process, as is the fashion of foolish pretenders. The Srimad Bhagavatam 6.3.19 says, Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. The path of religion is directly enunciated by the Lord. Therefore, mental speculation, you know, I think it could be like this, it could be like that, not like that. Okay. So mental speculation or dry arguments cannot help lead one to the right path, nor by independent study of books of knowledge can one progress in spiritual life. So mercy is required in the parampara. One has to approach a bona fide spiritual master to receive the knowledge. Such a spiritual master should be accepted in full surrender, and one should serve the spiritual master like a menial servant without false prestige. Satisfaction of the self realized spiritual master is the secret of advancement in spiritual life. Enquiries and submission constitute the proper combination for spiritual understanding. Unless there is submission and service, enquiries from learned spiritual master will not be effective. One must be able to pass the test of spiritual master, and when he sees the genuine desire of the disciple, he automatically blesses the disciple with genuine spiritual understanding. In this verse, both blind following and absurd inquiries are condemned. So they are not saying blindly follow the spiritual master, okay, or absurdly inquire from him. Like, when will I get good marks or something? No, spiritual master is very strict. He only will guide you in the inquiries related to the absolute truth about Krishna, about your own spiritual progress, not like when will I get married or this, that, like the questions generally are asked to the saintly people. Not only should one hear submissively from the spiritual master, but one must also get a clear understanding from him in submission and service and inquiries. So, what is important here, it is being emphasized that we need to approach a bona fide spiritual master. Bona fide spiritual master comes in the line of disciplic succession, and he should be inquired submissively, and he should be served properly. So, therefore, when the so a bona fide spiritual master is by nature very kind toward the disciple. Therefore, when the student is submissive and is always ready to render service, the reciprocation of knowledge and inquiries become perfect. Srila Prabhupada. So this was the purport of that verse that Krishna said, Tadvidhi Pranipatena. That verse from Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, 34th verse. So this was the purport, and now Srila Prabhupada is speaking. The practical example is here. These European and American boys are coming from well-to-do families. Why are they serving me? I am Indian, coming from a poor country. I cannot pay them. When I came to the West, I had no money. I brought only 40 rupees. That was only an hour's expenditure in America. So their soul is to carry out, my instruction, and therefore they are making progress. Pranipatena pariprashnena. They are asking questions. I am trying to reply to them, and they have got full faith. They are serving like menial servants. This is the process. If the spiritual master is bona fide and the disciple is very sincere, then the knowledge will be there. This is the secret. Yasya deve para bhaktir yatha deve tatha guru. Vedic knowledge is revealed unto those who have faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master. Therefore, in Vedic society, the students are automatically sent to Gurukul, the place of spiritual master, regardless of whether one is a king's son or from some other background. Even Krishna had to go to Gurukul. So you might remember Krishna's teacher was Sandipani Muni in Ujjain. There is a story that once Krishna went with a classmate to forest to collect dry wood for his spiritual master. Suddenly there was a heavy rainstorm and they could not get out of the forest. The whole night they remained in the forest with great difficulty. The next morning, the guru, their teacher, along with other students, came to the forest and found them. So even Krishna, whom we accept as the Supreme Lord, had to go to Gurukul and serve the spiritual master as a menial servant. So all of the students at Gurukul learn how to be very submissive and how to live only for benefit of the Guru. They are trained from the very beginning to be first class submissive students. Then the Guru, out of affection and with an open heart, teaches the boys all he knows. There is no question of money. It is all done on the basis of love and education. So beautiful. So for grahastas, they cannot serve the spiritual master like personally always, because spiritual master is traveling all the time and only brahmacharis are supposed to stay around the spiritual master. So how the grahastas can serve? Grahastas can share the knowledge, they can donate to the spiritual master, or they can you know like ask him questions. Even this asking question is a service, because so many others are also getting benefit out of that answer that spiritual master provides. Okay, so there are different ways in which the spiritual master can be served. So this is the process of knowledge. Krishna told that one needs to approach a bona fide spiritual master and serve him. So pariprashnena and tadvidhi pranipatena. Pranipat means surrender, and pariprashna means what? Asking submissive inquiries, questions about our spiritual progress or about our spiritual journey. So here is where I will stop. If you have any sharings.